today we're getting into legal tech, but
Okay.
don't worry, you don't need a law degree to follow along
That's
here.
good.
We're going to be talking about mountains and mountains of legal documents,
Yeah.
tight deadlines,
Right.
and the pressure on law firms to handle it all.
Yeah.
Sounds overwhelming, right?
It can be.
And that's where remote summarization services come in.
Absolutely.
You sent over some really fascinating material on how these services manage these crazy workloads
Right.
without sacrificing quality.
Yeah.
So how do they pull it off? Are you ready to break it down?
Yeah. What's fascinating about this is how the industry has evolved to tackle this very challenge.
Okay.
The huge volume of information in legal cases.
Yeah, it really is like drinking from a fire hose of information.
Exactly.
I get overwhelmed just thinking about it.
And in the legal world, missing even a single drop of crucial information can have major consequences.
Right.
Traditional methods just can't keep up.
Like what are some of those traditional methods that they were using?
Well, relying solely on paralegals or junior associates to summarize every single document
Okay.
just can't keep up with the demands of today's complex cases.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But how did these remote summarization services step in to bridge that gap?
Think of it like this.
Okay.
Imagine a restaurant
Okay.
suddenly facing 100 orders at once.
Oh, wow.
They wouldn't just keep using the same one chef system, right?
Right.
They'd need a whole team
Makes sense.
and a system for handling those massive orders without sacrificing quality.
Right.
And that's kind of how remote summarization services work.
Okay.
They've created a system that can scale to the size of the legal information mountain they're facing.
So if a law firm sends over this massive caseload,
Right.
they're not stuck waiting forever.
No, not at all. That's where these specialized teams come in.
Oh, okay.
These services have trained professionals who are experts in summarizing legal documents, especially those dense deposition transcripts.
So they've got the legal version of short order cooks who can handle anything thrown their way.
Yeah,
I'm guessing these teams aren't just randomly assembled.
you're exactly right.
Okay.
These are highly trained professionals who live and breathe legal language.
Wow.
They know how to pinpoint the most critical details, which is crucial for accuracy, especially when you're dealing with mountains of legal jargon.
Yeah, absolutely. So they've got the human expertise, but I imagine technology plays a part in this too.
Oh, absolutely.
It's not like they're highlighting key passages with highlighters, are they?
You're exactly right.
Okay.
Imagine a software that understands legalese
Okay.
better than your average intern.
Right.
A program that can whip through documents, formatting summaries,
Wow.
creating indexes, even catching typos before you can say habeas corpus.
Okay.
That's the kind of tech we're talking about here.
So like a super-powered Grammarly for legal documents.
Exactly.
That makes sense. It catches those little errors and saves everyone headaches.
Right.
But what about the big picture? Making sure that summary is accurate
Right.
and truly reflects what's in the document.
Yeah.
How do they guarantee that level of quality
Right.
with so much information flying around?
That's where it gets really interesting.
Okay.
These services have incredibly rigorous quality control measures in place.
Okay.
We're talking multiple rounds of review,
Wow.
often by different people,
Okay.
to make sure nothing slips through the cracks.
So it's not just a quick once-over. They're really putting these summaries through the ringer.
Absolutely. Some services even combine human review with AI-powered checks.
Oh, wow.
It's like having a legal dream team double-checking every detail.
And that's where the experience of those specialized teams we talked about really comes in.
Right.
They've seen it all.
Exactly. They can spot inconsistencies.
Right.
They understand the nuances of different types of cases.
Yeah.
And ensure those summaries are airtight.
Okay.
Think of it like this.
Okay.
An experienced chef can manage a chaotic kitchen during a dinner rush because they've seen it all
Yeah.
and they know how to maintain quality even under pressure.
Speaking of chefs, imagine a busy kitchen trying to coordinate dozens of dishes at once.
Yeah,
Communication is key, right?
absolutely.
So how do these remote summarization services keep everyone on the same page?
Right.
Especially with law firms that are already juggling a million things.
You hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
Communication is paramount.
Okay.
These services usually have dedicated account managers or project coordinators
Okay.
who act as the main point of contact for the law firm.
That makes sense.
They're like the symphony conductors,
I like
making sure everyone is in sync.
Well, they're the bridge between the world of legal documents and the people who need to understand them. It's like having a dedicated translator between the worlds of legal jargon and plain English.
Exactly. And that open line of communication is so crucial for making sure everyone's on the same page,
Yeah.
especially when you're dealing with the intricacies of these legal cases.
But even with the best communicators, there's always room for improvement, right?
Oh, absolutely.
How do these services make sure they're staying ahead of the curve and adapting to the ever-changing needs of law firms
Yeah.
and the legal field in general?
That's where the real magic happens.
Okay.
Feedback.
Okay.
Reputable remote summarization services. They don't just deliver a product and disappear.
Right.
They actively seek feedback from their clients,
Okay.
constantly looking for ways to improve and refine their processes.
So it's more of a partnership then than just a quick fix.
Exactly.
They're invested in building that relationship with the law firm.
Precisely. They understand that every law firm,
Yeah.
every case is unique.
Right.
Every set of documents has its own quirks, and there's always something new to learn.
Okay.
This feedback loop is essential for them to evolve, adapt to new challenges, and consistently deliver those high-quality summaries even as the workload grows.
It's like they're taking a page from the legal playbook itself, constantly refining their approach based on new information and new experiences.
It's fascinating how this all comes together.
Yeah.
It's not just about handling these huge volumes of information.
Right.
It's about handling it with a level of expertise and insight that, would have been unimaginable just a few years ago.
Oh.
These services are using technology, human expertise, and a commitment to constant improvement to tackle a challenge that once seemed insurmountable.
It really makes you think, what other seemingly impossible tasks could we be streamlining with the right approach? As always, thanks for taking us along for the deep dive.
It's my pleasure.
Listeners, until next time, keep those brains engaged and we'll keep bringing you the knowledge you crave.